Well, Halo Infinite Season 2 is finally here. And before we get into this somewhat philosophical Halo video, I want to know your thoughts on this season. So pause if you need to, but I am genuinely curious if people feel the same way that I do. Okay, after 6 months of eager anticipation and a lackluster launch, to put it nicely, we are a week into a new Halo season. All I can say is, look, I tried. Guys, I honestly tried. You have no idea how bad I want to like this game. I have a clip I want to show you at the end of this video because I want to end on a positive note. But let me tell you, it's the last sliver of hope I have for this game. But first, do you like ginger ale?
Crisp, clean, Canada Dry, regular and diet ginger ale. Always light, always dry, always young at heart.
Because I don't. But that's just my opinion. I think Halo Infinite is the ginger ale of Halo games. It's really only good for a few occasions. 1, when you're sick. Or 2, when you're on an airplane and the altitude makes the taste hit different. Otherwise, it's simply inconsequential. Why would you drink ginger ale when you can get a far better product in, Sprite or Coke or Mountain Dew? Why would anyone choose the lesser experience and worse option? In the next few minutes, I'm going to share some of my thoughts surrounding Halo Infinite Season 2 and hopefully put a bow on Infinite content for a while. I actually have some really cool videos planned out that are just fun, feel-good stuff for Halo fans, but today I just want to get real about where I'm at with this game. Because when I go to the video game grocery store and I go and walk down the aisle looking for a game to consume, I'm not going to pick some bland, trivial, irrelevant drink like ginger ale that leaves a bad aftertaste in my mouth. No, give me the good stuff. If Mountain Dew is available, the choice is obvious. I'm grabbing the drink that tastes better and gives me more bang for my buck. I apologize for the terrible metaphor, but I feel the same way about Infinite that I do drinking ginger ale. It is what it is. The best word I can think of to describe my Halo Infinite experience is inconsequential. It does nothing to add or subtract from my life as a gamer and lifetime Halo fan. Now I'll be honest, I had my reservations going into this season, but I so badly wanted to see this game succeed that I put all of Season 1 behind me, all the critique, all the bad mojo, it's in the past, clean slate. I wanted to go into this season with fresh eyes, as if I was playing Infinite for the first time. Give it a real shot. I even made a YouTube video basically begging people to do the same. Hey, give this season a shot. Let's show 343 that when they add content, we will play. Even got some hate for that video. On day 1, I played for 8 hours on my stream. Tried out the new game modes and maps. Like everyone, within a couple hours, I definitely had some thoughts and opinions, but remember, eyes wide open, full of whimsy and wonder. Strung out on hopium and copium, I was still suspending disappointment until I truly got some hours of gameplay under my belt. I was committed to grinding out my battle pass to level 100 before I made this video. I made it to level 10. I know for most people, it's probably not this deep, but playing this new Infinite season the past 10 days has really solidified in me what I like and don't like in a Halo title. I don't want to just add to the noise of number company bad, I know like 343, and not know why. Am I justified or am I missing something? This season actually caught me by surprise because it has forced me to look inward and figure out why I feel the way I do about Infinite compared to the other Halo titles. Not just cosmetics, content, campaigns, but what is it about the early titles that I love so much, and why do I still play them today, 20 years later? Am I just blinded by nostalgia, romanticizing what was? Am I not good at the new game, so therefore I don't like it? And what is it about Infinite that makes me feel no passion or excitement? After a few days of deep thought and hacking into my brain's BattleNet, I think I've found some answers to these questions. I believe there are two foundational issues that make Halo Infinite both unplayable and unenjoyable for me. One, I genuinely don't enjoy the Infinite sandbox. And two, 343 does not want me to play with friends. Now hear me loud and clear. This is just my opinion. I am not a game developer or any person of importance in the industry. I'm literally just a guy who grew up playing Halo. That's it. If you love Infinite, I'm pumped for you. Seriously, I am a massive proponent for people to play the games they love and have fun playing. I never want to rain on someone's parade. I'm a gamer, and I love when people find their games. My wife loves every game in the Lego franchise. Those games put me to sleep, but it makes me happy to see her playing them and having fun. So by all means, play the heck out of Halo Infinite. Buy armor coatings. Have tons of fun. That being said, before I rip Season 2 a new one, here's what I genuinely enjoyed. First, the 2 new maps. I had a ton of fun playing on them. I thought the design, look, feel was a breath of fresh air. I especially enjoyed Catalyst as it felt like kind of a return to form of classic Halo map design. Lots of multi-levels and hallways and sightlines that really keep you engaged, and it's fun to run around in. I also like the addition of the BR start across different Team Slayer matches instead of AR start on everything. Progression felt a little better, and the Battle Pass had some meat on its bones. There were some cool things. I really like the elite skull on the shoulder, stuff like that. There you go. That's my list of Season 2 wins. I only listed them because, we need to be nice with our feedback. Because guys, they hear us, but be nicer with the feedback, okay? Never mind the fact that there were multiple leaked and confirmed cases of the internal name for players without a battle pass, and 343 called these people moochers of reach. But hey, guys, be nice with the feedback. We hear you, but be nice. Okay, but that is kind of funny that they called them moochers. So let's talk about the Infinite Sandbox and why I just don't have nearly as much fun in it as almost every other Halo. This is fresh in my mind because for the last 3 months before this season, I've been playing MCC every week. I don't want to do a massive breakdown, and frankly, there are far better videos out there for that, but here's why the sandbox bothers me, and it's hard to have fun. The weapons. Just from the outset, I despise the way Halo Infinite's weapons require me to play. With a monster AR that beats every weapon short to mid-range, aside from maybe, rockets or sword, it forces me to walk around and be an assault rifle god. Why use a precision skill-based weapon like the BR at mid-range when I'm just going to get sprayed down by an AR? Why use the wannabe shotgun in close quarters fights when the AR is going to shred me before I can get my 3 shots off? In fact, why pick up the rockets when if you don't hit them right at their feet, and I mean at their feet, then you probably won't get a second rocket off in time and eventually just get shredded by an AR. The only time the AR becomes slightly less viable is when you're playing against extremely skilled players who can strafe and hit perfect pistol shots in almost every encounter. But most of us would not fall into that category. Speaking of the AR, I played Last Man Standing. I was definitely eager to try this new mode until I realized that all the games were just the last 8 players camping in their respective corners, waiting to grab one of the 50 overshields and camo that dropped on the map. I played for a few hours and had lots of kills, but always came in second place. I camped out like everyone else, but I never upgraded my weapons. Because once I got to the AR, I stopped upgrading and started shredding. Every time I made it to the final 2, I died trying to fight a guy with active camo and overshield. Then it would spawn me in the storm with no obvious way out, and if by chance I made it out, I was super low health and greeted by a highly trained camper with 3 kills and fresh camo and OS. The gunplay, power-ups, and equipment just don't excite me. We've covered the AR. The battle rifle is only good at long range, but it's unbelievably forgiving. The grenades are like cute little firecrackers that are more for show and positioning rather than actually dealing damage. The sniper, one of my favorite guns in all of Halo, it sounds actually amazing, but feels bad. The 5x optical zoom is too zoomed in for all the small mid-size maps, and the instant snap between zooms makes it feel all the worse. Commando is great if you have no other options. Sidekick is cool until you run out of ammo, Bulldog is a joke. Is the Hydra even in the game still? What about the Pulse Carbine? Needler is weirdly OP at close and mid-range. Plasma Pistol serves literally no purpose. Sword is great if you have the grapple. Disruptor is the gun that no one asked for, but 343 gave it to us anyways. Gravity Hammer is cool if you have a year to wind up and swing it. Mangler is different. I don't hate it. Stalker Rifle comes in handy when the other two snipers are already taken. The Shock Rifle feels good, more like a sniper than the actual sniper. The Skewer helps manage vehicles, but otherwise good luck using it. The Heat Wave, while a cool idea, I have never not once found a reason to shoot it horizontally. The Cinder Shot is just a hipster version of the rocket launcher. And last but not least, we have the Sentinel Beam. Why? Just why? The power-ups are just as frustrating. While the recent boost to OS is nice, the camo is near completely invisible, and even if you do spot the camo guy walking around before he sees you, it's near impossible to lock onto them and land shots. The equipment is just an afterthought. If I stumble across it in a match, great. If not, oh well. The first week of gameplay, grappling around, repulsing people off ledges was all fun, but now it's tired. No one is pushing equipment off spawn. Sure, it's helpful to have in your inventory, but honestly, it's not a difference maker. Halo Infinite has 22 weapons. Of those 22, I'd say about 10 are actually viable, or even fun to use. Halo CE has 8 weapons, not including the PC trash flamethrower and fuel rod. If Halo CE is a Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, then what does that make Infinite? That makes Infinite like the freaking old country buffet. While yes, the most used weapon in Halo 1's multiplayer is the pistol, the sandbox is built in such a way that if you simply ignore the power weapons and power-ups, you and your whole team will be in for a world of hurt. The Bungie Halo games are far from perfect, but the sandboxes that they created for us to run around in were incredibly fun. Halo Infinite just feels
thin, sort of stretched like butter scraped over too much bread. I need a holiday. A very long holiday.
We could talk for hours comparing all the Halo sandboxes to one another, but I'll just leave it there. The sad reality is that even when I'm winning matches in Infinite, I'm still not having that much fun. I have more fun when I'm losing in classic Halo games than when I'm winning in Halo Infinite. I believe a large part of that is simply because the sandbox that 343 has created. What? It has to be reloaded? I just picked it up! The second issue that is a major repellent for when it comes to this game is this. It is glaringly obvious that 343 does not want me to play Halo with friends. Maybe that's a bit harsh, but one thing that they have made abundantly clear, simply based on their actions so far with this game, is that building the Halo community is not a priority. And how could it be? The game is in the ER on life support.
Code Red, somebody call the damn fire department. Just rip it out, rip it out.
Open the door. I got it. Byron! The kid.
What kid? What kid?
Don't security. Byron!
Hey, you okay? Come here, let me see. It's okay, everything's gonna be all right.
And Microsoft is unwilling to do what it takes to really help it have a speedy recovery. So here we are, a fan base built over the last 2 decades, committed to the franchise and legacy of Halo, being torn at the seams over the release of Halo Infinite. And what is 343's response? Lone wolves. Play by yourself. You're a lone wolf. No playlist to promote partying up and playing together, no Forge, no team modes. No, it's time to be a lone wolf. We want you all to play our game, but on your own. I think it just goes to show you how little 343 actually has their hand on the pulse of this community. They hear what we're saying, but they are struggling to address the root of the issue. They're constantly fixing little things here and there, while the Halo community is slowly withering away. It's like painting over a dying flower. We don't need more paint or brighter colors. We need to address the root of the issues and get some good soil, water, and sunlight to resurrect this thing before it's too late. And it might be. We'll see. I believe the Halo community is the soil in which Halo grows. If the community is strong, then the game will be strong. If the community is not strong, the game will suffer. Imagine what this season would have looked like had 343 come out and said, hey look, we know it was a rough start, but we want to get back to what Halo is all about. Community. This season is called, Operation Noble Team. And we've got tons of exciting things to bring the community together. Tons of team-based challenges, double XP for matchmaking with a party, an online doubles, trios, and quads tournament with a chance to win one-of-a-kind armor, a new party-up system where you can party up with random players, meet new people, special co-op campaign achievements. Does the sound of that excite you? Because it does me. The potential this game has to build community is unreal. And I can only imagine what one community-focused season could do for this game. I believe that this one change can save Halo Infinite overnight. But that's not where we're at. In fact, we're nowhere near that.
If we do this right, if we are able to really pull off the engine and Xbox Live and the social community, it's going to destroy everything else that's out there.
After a night of playing Halo Infinite with my brother after his long hiatus, we just kind of sat in a pregame lobby. And what he said really resonated with me.
I hate that with the way season 1 has gone, with the numbers just dropping off, and with Halo always being about playing with friends and doing LAN parties, getting online, getting in a party with your friends, playing with your friends, that their big season 2 opening event is Lone Wolves. Play by yourself.
Oof.
I hate that. That to me tells me just how so far out of touch 343 is with the player base. Everything else aside, this is just like shows where their values and principles are at. Play by yourself.
If you want to watch the full clip, you can see it on his YouTube channel. But it was a totally unscripted and off-the-cuff reaction to the 4 hours we had just played on the new season. So I don't know what else to say. But the soil in which Halo has been planning to grow is in bad shape, and 343 and Microsoft are unwilling to take steps necessary to help the soil become healthy again. If you made it this far, here's some hope for you. We may not love Infinite now, but I still think it can get there in a couple of years, which seems to be the common belief among many of us. But I came across this clip on Mint Blitz's channel of Uncle Joe Staten doing what he does, talking on a podcast, giving the Halo community hope. Have a listen.
The common, I think, misconception, and maybe you can clear this up, is why don't you just bring back the maps from the old games and put them into Halo Infinite, and that could kind of be a buffer while we have this extended season. Can you kind of explain why you can or cannot do that with just the flip of a switch?
That's a good idea, Paris.
Oh.
I mean, all kidding aside, I can talk about some things, but I can't talk about other things.
Right.
Like, there are some great Halo maps. I think we all have our personal favorite. Guardian, Gulch, Pit. Like, there are a lot of maps that are awesome, right? I think it'd be awesome to play on those maps again. Don't you guys? Like, that sounds like a fun thing.
I think it would be a fantastic thing.
I'll mark that in my.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm taking full credit for it if it happens. How about that?
When I watch that clip, I think to myself, man, this guy gets it. Just him alluding to the classic maps coming back in a cheeky way gives me a glimmer of hope. I know you're not supposed to put all your eggs in one basket, but they're already there. I've got nothing to lose at this point. 343 has completely pushed the legacy of community within Halo to the wayside. Take one look at custom games and tell me they care about people playing together. So that's it. Those are my two things. I just want to thank you guys again for the support and the comments on these videos. I genuinely enjoy doing this, and I can't wait to reveal some of my upcoming projects. As usual, drop your thoughts below. Do you agree with my takes, disagree? Let me know, and sub if you want. Until next time.